Xin kính chào quý vị trở lại với lại Apple TV. Đây là Toán Vụ. Với lại đây có là hôm nay đặc biệt là cô Judge Monica Singh from Harris County Court number 4. Monica, thank you so much for taking your time to come out today.
Oh, so important. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I love your shirt, a daughter of an immigrant. That is exactly what
I am.
Yes, and that's what our community is. So
yes.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to tell the audience a little bit about who you are.
Great.
Cô Monica Singh là thẩm phán của Harris County Court số 4. She là 25 năm kinh nghiệm luật sư về immigration. Và she là first elected Sikh judge trong nước Mỹ. Với lại đặc biệt là cô Monica nói 5 tiếng. I'm telling a little bit about your profile, Monica. You're a 25-year attorney.
I know. So
you
sad.
are immigrant parents, like most of our audience. You're the first elected Sikh judge in the nation.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
And the fact that you speak 5 languages. That is so great. So
my parents were busy.
Yeah, thank you for being here. If you could tell the audience a little bit about who you are and, to say hello to them.
Yes, I would love to. My name is Judge Monica Singh. I represent and I preside over Harris County Civil Court at Law number 4. I was born and raised here in Houston, Texas. My parents came here in the early 70s and they did everything that everybody in this community's done. We lived the American dream. They are naturalized citizens, and I think never in their dreams would they have ever thought that they would be voting for their daughter on this ballot. And so in 2022, we had a historic election by being the first elected Sikh judge in the nation. I am proud to represent not only my community, but all immigrant communities and all Houstonians.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Cô Monica là hôm nay là đại diện cho ông Judge Jim Kovac. Ông Jim Kovac là thẩm vấn của Harris County Civil Court at Law number 2. Let me tell them a little bit about his who
My
he
colleague,
is. Yes,
yeah.
your colleague. Judge Jim Kovac serves on the Harris County Civil Court at Law number 2. He is seeking a 3rd term. He a University of Texas and a University of Houston law graduate, so he is a local of ours and a Cougar. And he has 34 years in legal experience and has presided over more than 10,000 cases. He has served as an administrative judge, expanded access through justice through technology, helped distribute rental assistance during COVID, and rated one of the top civil judges in the Houston Bar Poll. It's fantastic. So today, wanted to give some information to the community about who you and Judge Kovac are. So I had a few questions to ask. How long have you served as a judge? And tell us a little bit about the years that you have been a judge here in the Houston area.
Yeah, absolutely. I am in my 4th year, so I'm seeking re-election for another 4 years. As you mentioned, my colleague Judge Kovac is seeking his 3rd. He was one of my strong people that I relied on, as was former Judge Audrey Lawton Evans. They were both 2 people that I really leaned on heavily when I came onto the bench. And I've been proudly serving the civil court system, and we've established such a great system that really serves our community and is aware of what our community needs are. And when I say our community, I mean all of us, not only primarily English-speaking communities, but other communities that struggle with English being their first language.
Cô Monica có làm chung với lại thẩm vấn Jim Kovac với lại cô Audrey Lawton mình cũng mới interview. Thì 3 người này làm chung nhau giúp đỡ cộng đồng Việt Nam của mình về luật, về law. Monica, what experience do you have in working with the Vietnamese community? Have you done things in the past, community outreach stuff? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, I was a trial attorney for 20 plus years before I even took this bench. And so as a result of that, I had a lot of exposure to the Vietnamese community. And in my past 4 years of presiding in the civil court at law, we see a lot of Vietnamese litigants that come in before us. And I think what's important that a lot of us don't appreciate is having somebody who is a part of an immigrant community. When you see people who come, we know that not everything is translated exactly word for word. There's body language that's involved.
Yes.
And so that body language, it doesn't matter what immigrant community you're from, it's the same. You could say that that's not what they mean. Start that over again. And so there's a lot of exposure that I've had that I've been able to apply not only to my own South Asian community, but also to the Vietnamese community at large.
She cũng có giúp cộng đồng Việt Nam của mình, tại vì she cũng là một người immigrant. Ba má của her cũng là qua Mỹ đây thì thank you very much. Since this is your third time or second time,
Judge Kovac is third.
Yeah, your second time around. What do you see as what things would you do different, or what other things you think you would be able to provide for the Vietnamese community this second time around?
So this time we passed language access.
Okay.
So through the leadership of both Judge Evans and Judge Kovac, that was a project that was taken on, and they assigned me to do the language access program for our courts. And so we've been able to add that translators at your asking.
Okay.
And so that's very helpful for the community.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that program,
yeah,
and how
so
it works?
You guys know that the Vietnamese community is one of the largest communities in Houston.
Yes.
And let's actually talk about that, that 7% of Asians represent the Houston community of the voting bloc. You can make a difference if you debow. If we actually vote, we can change the entire idea of who gets into office and who doesn't. And so that community, anytime we're serving Harris County, we're servicing the Vietnamese community as well.
Thì she cũng giải thích là cái người Á Đông mà đi bầu trong Texas là 7%. Thì she giải thích là nếu mà mỗi người trong hội đồng Việt Nam này mà làm chung nhau mà muốn bầu cho một người hoặc một nhóm thì có thể là thay đổi luật và với lại mấy cái chương trình trong hội đồng Việt Nam của mình. Monica, so I know one of the interesting things that I heard was you working with Jim Kovac and Audrey. Tell me a little bit about that, how this works together and how that benefits us in making changes and how that would, give an advantage to our community.
That's actually a really good question and an informed voter question, really. So for the first time that I've seen, like as I mentioned, I've been practicing for so long, Harris County Civil Courts at Law have everybody who is on one accord, as in we work together, we further each other's initiatives that matter to our respective communities. So when we say, hey, this is how an immigrant needs to be seen, or this is how an African American needs to be seen, or a gay person needs to be seen, we all bring what it is to the table and work within what we represent to further it. So Judge Audrey Lawton Evans, Judge Kovac, and we always were aligned in how we proceeded when we were in court. And that incumbency, having the same makeup of the court, helps further where we need to be. And so that's why it's important not only to research it, but also to know that what's working right now, we need to keep that. Because it's working.
Thì she cũng giải thích là she làm chung với lại cô thẩm vấn Audrey Lawton với lại ông Jim Kovac. Thì tại vì ba người làm chung nhau thì cái nhóm mà giúp về hợp đồng Việt Nam thì nó mạnh hơn một chút, nó lợi hơn nhiều. Tại có ba người thẩm vấn làm chung với nhau. Monica, where do you see the race now? And tell me a little bit about the things that you're seeing out in the community. Tell me about what people are asking and what's the community response to everything that you guys have done so far? Yeah,
so people are scared, right? And one of the first things I get asked is, do you see immigration cases? Or do you see, we don't. But we see cases that affect landowners. We see credit cases. We see breach of contract cases. These are other ways in which the immigrant community is also affected. What I see in our community is that we don't exercise this right that we so value. And so once we start to vote, we have a voice. And if everybody around us sees the number of Asian Americans voting, they say that community is so important. We need to know, what do they need? And if they need it, we want to give it to them because they are such a powerful voice. So right now, I think what's important is that our community comes and votes. It seems like such a small thing, but people don't do it. And such a small thing has such a big effect.
Yes.
Because you get people like myself in office, you get people like Judge Kovac, and now we're sitting here representing who you are. So if you don't come to vote for us, we can't represent you. And so that's why it's important.
Great. She cũng nói là quan trọng nhất á, về tham vấn, về đi bầu là phải đi bầu. Thay đổi mình nói hôm nay nói chuyện với her hay là ông Jim Kovac hay là cô Audrey là nhớ quan trọng nhất là phải đi bầu. I'm just reminding everybody, đi bầu is the most important thing. We gotta go vote.
And all of our county courts are on the ballot right now.
Okay.
So, you know, we've got every single one of us is on the ballot. We're represented right now to vote. So your vote really counts. And then again, we have to do it again in November.
That's right.
And that's the biggest one too.
Yes.
Right?
I have one more question. I want to go back. We talked a little bit about it earlier. And I'm talking about more the Vietnamese community. What specific type of cases do you typically run into with our community?
Yeah, so it's easy to identify, just like Singh is the win of Indians. We know when we're dealing with the Vietnamese community, and the majority of them are the same cases that we see everywhere, right? You're either a landlord or you're a tenant, so we see those cases. You have a breach of contract where somebody owes you money because your business deal didn't go through the right way, and so we see those cases. Condemnation, if you have land and the city is taking it over because they're expanding and you need to get that money from the city or the state. All those cases come through our courts, and again, those are the same things in which we are able to hear. And so once you have people who are speaking the language and understanding the body language, it makes a huge difference. Right?
I think that's great that you mentioned that because I think you mentioned great that because you know a lot of them are home business owners. She cũng giải thích là mấy cái case về giúp cộng đồng Việt Nam là về mướn nhà, về thương mại, về business owner cũng lợi cho hợp đồng Việt Nam của mình. So, Monica, thank you so much for coming out today.
Yes.
I can't thank you enough. I know you're really busy.
No, it's so important to debao. Vote for me, vote for all the county courts, vote for everybody that you know the names of from before, vote for us.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Yes,
your
you're
time.
welcome. Thì cũng cảm ơn quý vị. Thì nhớ đi bầu nhé. Nhớ bầu cho cô Monica Singh, Jim Kovac và Audrey Lawton. Thì nhớ nhắc lại hôm nay là ngày chót đi bầu sớm và tuần tới ngày 3 tháng 3 là bầu cử sư bộ chính thức. Xin mời quý vị nhớ đi bầu và nhớ bầu cho mấy thẩm vấn này. Dạ cảm ơn.
Thank you.